Radiant team, Baron. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, everybody, it's time to kick away the International 2016 game number 1 of our first series on Stream 1. Remember, we got 4 beautiful streams to tune into, all are starting up at the same time. So much Dota! Already broken the damn Merlini. Wings versus EG is our first game off the rank. What do you think, man? Mirana, she's back again. We saw her in the wild card. But I know we were saying before, this is going to be a whole new world of Dota as we hit the group stage.
And a lot has changed in 1 year. Evil Geniuses were the champions. Now, no one really talks about them winning TI this year.
Oh, well, most people don't really know how they're going to perform. You're bringing back an older roster with dragging Zai into the team as well. Everything else is...
We saw them at Star Ladder. Come on, Toby.
Yeah. Do we really want to bring up those results, though?
It's relevant.
That is true. That is true.
So Evil Geniuses led off with a Keeper and a Kunkka ban. The Keeper is not that surprising. The Kunkka is way more surprising to me. Wings pretty standard with the ET and the Drow ban. And Evil Geniuses now they have the return of the Particle Zai can actually play IO, which was something that was kind of, I wouldn't say it was a weakness for them, but it was just something that they never really played last year because neither AUI nor PPD could play them.
Yeah, especially playing into that high level, which you need to have with the IO. So more options in the EG lineup, and I'm wondering what they're going to try and combo it with. Like, do you actually go for the combinations like we've seen with Tiny and such, or is it just going to be that buff up style hero and Zai just makes it work?
We're not sure. That's the thing.
No.
We haven't seen too much of them. And Zai was playing the Roamer a lot of Riki throughout the qualifiers and afterwards. So Wings, they responded to the IO with a Mirana and Oracle. I actually expected them to respond with a Mirana and Faceless Void. So that is a little bit unusual. They first picked Void when offered it. So maybe they think the Oracle is a little bit better, and then Evil Geniuses picked the Batrider after those two. And Oracle's seen as a Batrider counter, but good Batrider players can outplay good Oracle players. We did not see this yesterday.
No, we did not. Well, then again, Batrider didn't have a great win rate yesterday. Like, after the first couple of rounds, I think he was 0-6. I don't know what he ended the day on, but Batrider actually had one of the worst win rates of yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So, Evil Geniuses has banned out one of the better Oracle partners, the Alchemist, which Blink plays a pretty nasty one, and the Wings have banned out one of the Wisp partners that we saw a little bit yesterday, the Escape, IO plus Storm Spirit, and Sumeo, widely regarded as one of the better Storm Spirit players.
Seems like a lot of respect bans as well across the board. Like, we knew ET was going to find his way into the ban pool. The Dread Ranger as well during this group stage. I really can't wait to see how much field time she gets.
It's a different day of Dota today, Toby.
It really is. But it's yeah.
In the good way.
In the good way. Dread Ranger is being banned in the first two every single time. How is this the good way, Melini? This is not the good way.
Oh, I'm talking about Batrider. Universe Batrider.
That's true. I'm actually interested to see how passive Universe also plays on his Batrider. Like, if he's going to try and invade into the Radiant jungle, like if he wants to stay in the lane, or if he goes into the jungle early on.
He has the option to do so with the Wisp coming in.
10 seconds remaining.
That opens up.
So you then have the Eye and the Batrider just. I suppose Eye doesn't have to stay exclusively to that off lane.
IO just runs around, save whatever lane is necessary. You always see the defensive and the mid and safe just checking runes and getting the getting the stacks off, but I think the opportunity to turn around a lane is far more important. Evil Geniuses ban out the Naga Siren. We saw this used by eHome as well as some other Eastern teams to counter-initiate the Batrider Lasso, as well as just counter-initiate the relocate. If you relocate it and you can sleep, you can kind of get away with most of the duration of the relocate and then fight it like that, or just get on top of the Wisp and reposition yourself.
I'm interested to see how Wings approach the next part of their draft. The Mirana, yesterday, we saw it slipping between core as well as support. Yapsor's support, I think, was probably one of the best ones we've seen with the Mirana, with insane timings on his Aghanim Scepter. Does Wings normally run this as a core? Like, do we see
Wings
it in
the Mirana?
Yeah, do we see it in a one or two?
They run it two position almost exclusively. Actually, I think they were one of the first teams to consistently run it in the mid lane. And Wings with a little bit of new flavor, the Sand King.
Another hero, which I know we were talking about yesterday.
SK Mirana is just so nasty.
There's also, what was the combination we're talking with? The support SK, when you have both Caustic as well as having the Orb of Venom. Like, with the double slow of the SK combining together, it's impossible to run away from him. And I'm liking the setup as well for any kind of Mirana arrows. It's not the longest stun in the world, but it should be long enough.
So EG... Thinking about the options they have, what do they like to pair with IO? You asked it earlier, but now it's getting later into the draft.
What also works in the lane up against what this is?
Ursa, maybe? They're dire. They need some burst to combo with the Batrider. We see Sven sometimes. Here's one of your signature heroes.
Yeah, if Arteezy was still on the team, I maybe say that Ursa was an option. But yeah, I like Sven a hell of a lot more for the players in EG now.
They don't have that much physical damage, though. That's my problem with Sven this game. It's almost all magical output. And you don't want to rush a BKB, so I think you need someone with a little bit of tankiness that comes from not getting that 4,000 gold item.
Well, PPD's the man with a hard choice. He can show up his core right now or just get his secondary support.
Juggernaut might also be pretty good too.
Do you start to worry though? Like with a Juggernaut, Oracle can really screw around with that.
You can really screw around with any melee carry that partners with IO.
So EG go with the Dazzle. So it's one of those very passive support style lineups. No straight up stuns to work with. Having Dazzle on IO, but you got a lot of sustain. That's the upside.
Liking damage though. I think Dazzle might be setting for like a TA or something too for the mid lane. Maybe not versus so much AoE though. So need some tankiness, magic immunity. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Well, that answers a big question why the Dazzle is also being picked up. Why would you trade off stuns for this? And you actually look at the lineup from EG, they have very little like crowd control, but their sustain and the timing with the Batrider, if that can be worked out, that lineup is going to be a real pain for Wings to deal with.
It is. We haven't seen EG play Huskar too much, it looks like. They picked that as Star Ladder. Anyways,
it's the Dota buff has had some holes in it stuff, so yeah, it's quite possible it's Star Ladder.
Yeah,
too.
I was pretty sure that they banned it because I remember Fear saying in an interview, I don't know why they didn't ban the AA.
Oh, wait, no, you're probably talking about the secret game.
Oh.
Yeah, the one where Puppy is just like, that was the secret versus Na'Vi game, and they got completely Huskard.
Yeah, so
But AA is still in the pool here, and
if EG were probably likely ban it.
Well, it depends if they believe Wings has already got their two supports. Like if SK and Oracle are support, if SK and Mirana are support, obviously like you'd have to switch this Mirana. If Timber's off,
I think
Mirana's
Sand King could easily switch to a support.
Yep.
And that's the most likely one. I think you have to respect it at least. Also, another consideration is ads. Although there's not that much physical damage, it is a way to deal with the Dazzle Grave, which is usually the more problematic part.
They take out the Ancient Apparition anyway, just to be safe.
Still need a Sumail hero, though.
They do, unless Sumail, well, yeah. Sumail has like played around with Batrider a little bit, but You could just get an easy Sumail. But what's an easy Sumail here, which is going to shut down a Timbersaw, is probably where I'd look.
Yeah, you're right. It could be easily be a Sumail Bat Rider.
It depends if you're looking for your timing on the blink. Like, that's going to make a very fast blink in mid. You also get someone more like Invoker is still available in the pool.
I like Invoker here. I still think they like damage. This is all in on Huskar. They do have 2 defensive supports, but this is all about the Huskar this game.
Main reason why I'm thinking Invoker is the Huskar is going to create a lot of space here. So if you can get that early Midas over on the Invoker, he's going to scale really nicely into the mid game. But they go for a Slaughter. It's a Fear Classic, which means Sumail will be actually taking the Bat Rider into his hands. Hang on, is that then him or is it Universe on the Slaughter?
Universe, Slardar, Fear, Huskar, Sumail, Bat Rider. The Wings have one last pick.
That's a lot of mid-game aggression.
And good Roche. Oh, Viper. Viper is... I've seen this matchup before, and I've actually played this a few times. Viper does well, okay, but later your Corrosive does nothing to a Huskar because he has a lot of attack speed and a lot of magic resistance, which Corrosive is useless against. The one thing that is very good is that Nether Toxin is very good versus the Huskar because it's physical damage. So that might be one of the reasons. A lot of teams have been exploring Huskar counters, and looks like Wings' Huskar counter of choice will be the Viper.
Yeah, but he's not going to survive very long if he's going to get amplified every single time too. That's going to be his other problem.
They don't have that much physical damage. Huskar puts out a lot more magic than physical. And they have the Oracle too, to keep them alive. So that might be pretty nasty. We'll see how this goes.
So a lot of sustain to work with. Let's go quickly through it. Who's going to get the most amount of kills? I want to back the Huskar team straight away.
I'm going with Wings.
You're going to go with Wings?
Wings have looked a lot stronger, and I think they have prepared for the Huskar. Number of trees destroyed. There's a Timbersaw.
Well, 301 plus easy then.
By 30 minutes? Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm going to go with 301 plus. Total number of deaths by 10 minutes.
I think it's going to be
it looks like a very passive.
What? Are you kidding?
Come on, they're not going to get into it. They're not going to get into it, man.
What? Okay, I'm going to go 16 plus.
Do it. I'm going to go 11 to 15.
Okay.
Fire Strike already out. TPD. The arrow flies in and walks the first blood. TPD is already going to drop. Not even 42 seconds to the bomb on.
Passive, Toby.
Hey, I'm happy with that one. Team with the most runes picked up by the 10-minute mark.
I'm going with
30 seconds to
There's a wisp, though.
Yeah, it's how much can Wings really try and
Wings.
contest it. So they come down every single time to stop the IO.
Yeah, I think they have the Sand King. The Sand King Mirana threat is I think, a lot to deal with this early, with like the very long cooldown Grave. I'm going with Wings. And they have First Blood. They should secure themselves at minimum one rune. Actually, okay, Sumail is actually on the Huskar, and Universe is on the Bat Rider. And
okay.
Bat Rider will be in the safe lane.
And Fear is on the Slaughter. So
okay.
So they run the mid Huskar with the safe lane Universe and then the off lane Slaughter. They do have a lot of sustain. Like this dual lane between PPD as well as Fear is going to be really hard to kill. And is this Wings also changing their lanes up a bit? Ice is moving up north. Yep, Timber is just TP'd down to the bottom lane. So Wings are already adjusting. They have the Observer Ward on the hillside, which let them see PPD and Fear moving down here, and they've already adjusted.
And in the mid lane, I think the 2-on-2 should favor Viper earlier. However, it's going to be hard for either of them with CS. Wisp, we already see start off with a TP scroll, just in case things get a little bit hairy in that lane or the other lanes.
When you've got Nio in this lane, like Sumail should be able to go ham. Just needs a couple of levels.
Timbersaw really needs level 2 before he can start doing stuff. He went for Whirling Death. He actually missed the Whirling Death for the First Blood, but he is not going to have an easy time this start.
It's a sad thing for Ice when it comes to the lane. And, like, we've been seeing a lot of Caustic Finale builds arriving for an SK, but he needs the Barrier Strike so they can ensure the First Blood.
Yep.
So he just has to wait out that lane before he can try and zone the bat. Universe can just do it tough for now.
They need to prevent Wisp from getting the runes. It's one of the most important things to winning the Wisp +1 matchup in the mid. Or else him just getting the bottle charge is very annoying, but him healing up the Huskar for 1.5x, that's like 2.5 runes per rune.
Oh, Samael, he's really, really low. Zai is doing as much as he can. He's still got 2 bottle charges up his sleeve. And Samael's still got the salve as well, but it is showing the fact that Shadow and Innocence are able to bully Samael out for now. Give him 2 levels, and that's not going to be the case anymore. It's like the same with Fear. Like, Fear actually got really up in the face of Faith, pushing him back underneath his own tier 1 tower, while Universe has a crack on top lane. Piranha really, really low, leaving back behind the tower. Flamebreak actually put him in a really bad position. He was forced to get napalm charges when Universe started that, and he Flamebreaked him into the Firefly.
Level 1 Flamebreak plus napalm does a surprising amount of damage. It catches a lot of people by surprise.
They're gonna go again on bottom lane. Quick little poison touch. There's no Timber Chain leveled up here for the Timber Saw, and Fear's crushed well off the mark.
And the Whirling Death. The Whirling Death is important because it reduces Slardar's damage by a decent amount.
You actually wonder if like, killing was even on that
For an
lane.
arrow on the top lane, Universe gets nailed after the Burrow Strike, and that will be second blood.
Wow, nicely done for Wings. Ice actually prepped that one perfectly. He had a double damage rune and did the initial chip damage onto Universe. Then Universe just thought he can come back in again. Pays the price with his life.
And the Wisp TP top to try and prevent that death from happening.
Which opens up Ice to come into the mid. He doesn't actually, he's got stick charges, so he can Burrow Strike if he comes into the mid lane. And with the Orbs and Sentry down, Wings can be feeling pretty confident that they've got the vision advantage here. Even though, like, during daytime, Samael has a good wide berth.
If he steps down those stairs, he's lost.
Well, Samael won't do it, but on bottom lane, Faith initiated on. Fear, well, he's keeping the charge going, but 10 reactive armor charges, it's a little bit too much, and Samael walked down the stairs. They're coming back over, but Ice, he's been chased down by a range creep, and Zai's already made his way back into the mid lane.
He only came to mid just because the Wisp was on his way. Oracle and Io fighting for the bottom rune, and it looks like Oracle might be in a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, he's going to get flanked. PPD comes in, blocks the stairwell. Innocence can't get up, and then they try and fully block him in with the illusions. But Fear will move over. Gets the last hit. Nice for him too. Puts him over for 1k gold. So that blink dagger timing may not be too late.
They're looking pretty decent over here. Huskar does not have that much CS. Samael is only sitting at 9, and Viper is dominating with 22.
You think this lane, like, they should be able to zone him out more once the other lanes become more perilous? Because then Innocence can't just sit in the mid, right? But then he has to, or else Samael's going to kill him.
Top lane, I think, is a bigger issue.
They're going again on bottom lane. Crushes 1 second time. Hits him. Actually used the Timber Chain, but Faith just a little bit too tanky. And they get the rotation in from the Sand King.
Good TP responses by Wings in this early game.
And these lanes, this just seems to be like a bit of a range peppering, but there's still so much sustain.
PPD and Fear trying to wrap around the mid lane and make it a 4-on-2. They do have an observer ward on the south side, but I think this will catch them off guard.
Oh, here they come. Fear running from behind. They're focusing over on Shadow. Samael, how much damage have you really got with the burning spears and Fear help them out? They have enough. It's actually Zai who finds the kill, but there's a quick collateral. As Blink was able to arrive at just the right time, and PPD will go down.
Play by Innocence there. He used Space Edict on the Huskar, so that kill was actually much more difficult, and they had to commit much closer to the tower and made that 1-4-1. Not terribly great losing the Viper. He also did not spend his unreliable gold prior to dying over there, and looks like Zai will get a free bottle refill with PPD's TP in the middle lane, certainly helping out him and the Huskar.
My visions are as fleeting as
it's also another bit of a pain in the butt when Samael, just before that fight started, he used Inner Vitality, and Innocence Fortunes ended it off. So Samael actually started that fight really, really low too. But no extra support. Universe wants to have another crack up on the top lane with the Blink Blast too. Fear's moved over. He's got the crush for the timing. Remember, they've still got Leap available, but it will not happen in time. So Universe finds himself a kill. Quickly TPs himself down to bottom lane so they don't miss out on any of that experience. And this will allow now Fear to farm up on the top.
And he's doing very well in terms of farm. He was at like 23 CS just a few minutes ago, but having to help out mid, having to help out top lane will slow down his blink dagger unless he gets his tower on top, but it's still alive and healthy. Ice trying to lay some deep observer wards, slow down the blink dagger timing. He will place it. I'm pretty sure Zai did not see that.
No, he didn't see it. I actually checked the vision. Like he didn't have any side around the tree line. But what they did see was the SK TPing down, and they also saw the Oracle moving, thanks to the Dire Observer Wall that's on just to the west of the bot lane. So EG are aware of the rotation of Wings. They just don't know where Ice and Innocence have ended up.
That ward blocked the spawn too, not only scouting it out. And Huskar still trying to work towards his armlet. Will not be a very fast armlet. This is about the time that you see a free farming Huskar get his armlet. 6-7 minutes.
Smoke move from Ice and Innocence. They'll head up to the top lane. And Fear will have to be tested. They can't just Moonlight Shadow themselves in, however, mainly because the amplification being on Mirana makes this a little bit less of a secret plan. And now, while Ice gets revealed, so does Innocence, the smoke breaks, and Fear is back underneath the tier 1 tower in relative safety.
That was some fast sense by Slardar over there. It was under nighttime too, so he had only a little bit of time to react. And that's a level 3 Sand King stun that has Tranquil and Windlace, so
they really want to go for this.
Yeah, I don't think they saw that PPD was there though. PPD popped that reservoir right down, and we'll see Ice retreat back towards the safety of the secret shop.
Confidence from Fear when he can just sprint himself forward, but he had double amplification up. Alright, so things have remained fairly passive for the start of this game, only 6 kills in 8 minutes. Everyone must be waiting for their critical timings, and what are we looking for as far as timings?
Huskar Armlet is the first one, Blink Dagger on Fat Rider and or Slaughter is the second one, but it looks like Universe might be going for the Drums build with the Windlace and the Bracer in the stash.
That was a really heavy commitment from Wings. It looked like they believed they had Smell when Ice TP'd in. Potentially could have Burrow Strike forward, but it's the top lane where now they're going to go with the amplification into the crush. Mirana PPD, the Shadow Wave, Peel Bomb. It goes on the Mirana, turn damage into PPD, finds that kill. The Peel wants to go for more. The crush on the Ice. He has to stay in place, but Zai will get another kill. Makes it 3 for the IO out, the 5 that EG have taken.
Got him with his leap down. Nice plays from Fear though. I think Fear's really keeping his team together in this early game and making plays in all of the lanes and slowing down the Mirana, who was number 1 network leader for quite some time. She was like 3,300 when everyone else was a little above 2,000. Now that's equalized quite a bit, and he's halfway to his Blink Dagger.
Still CS-wise, you can see how Wings are holding control of the lanes, but overall, like, it's still only maybe 700 gold going the way of Wings. Net worth, the experience just slipping the way in favor of EG.
And let's see, the Mirana has not really had an opportunity to use Moonlight Shadow, as you mentioned, and I mean, EG has an Observer Ward in all 3 of the lanes, so they are actually kind of well prepared for that Batrider with an Invisibility Rune, trying to look out for Shadow.
PPD, a little bit of trouble, Burrow Strike through, into the follow-up arrows, the ball's coming over from Universe, but it's way too late. With the Invis Rune, he can't get any kind of follow-up here. Mainly because he's just got no teammates next to him. Sai doesn't have Relocate yet, so they can't just drag in Sumail.
Sumail still needs 2 pieces of his armlet, only the Helm of Iron Will and the Gloves of Haste. Universe may be setting up for someone, but he needs someone else to come over. Slardar, no TP. Huskar not interested in leaving that mid lane, so it will just expire.
I think Zai's realized, like, he's not even attempting to put the stack here. He's realized there's an Observer Ward. Up next is from Universe. Okay, he's got last 2. Waits for them to set up a little bit, and now there's your jump in with a Relocate. Zai was able to have it.
Nice tome usage by Zai. I think he was just level 5 at
he was.
Yeah, then he picked up the tome and then they relocated. That was very unexpected by Wings. Whenever you're playing against Wisp, you constantly pull down the score tab trying to see what level the Wisp is, and they did have eyes on him too, so they didn't even have to do that.
He was standing on top of the Obs Ward and showing the fact that he was level 5.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to next level them. It's like, hey, I'm level 5, guys. I know you see me.
Yeah, we can give him the credit for it at least, even if he didn't intend it. Unintentional awesomeness. Alright, so EG now just leading by 1 kill. But there's still no map control to be taken. This looks like a big brawler game between Wings and EG just brewing.
I think EG is about to explode though pretty soon. The blink on the Slardar and the Armlet on the Huskar, I think they could force a fight into the Roche pit, which they should be able to control very well because of the Bat Rider inside the pit, as well as the threat of the split push and the relocate on the side lanes with the IO. So they can spread Wings up around the map and just take Roche at their leisure. Unless they have a move on the top lane. Fear.
That's what they're looking for. PPD's in the neighborhood. The lead forward with the arrow. Fear will go down. PPD could not get the Telegrave off in time, but Universe looks for some revenge. He does not have Lasso. It's on cooldown for another 3 seconds. With the 10-1 charges. Doesn't commit. 4 heroes from Wings arriving on the top lane.
What a time to kill Slardar. He was just a couple hundred gold away.
Slow down that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, they
and
set
Wings
up
keep chasing. Like, Ice is going in very deep on the dire jungle.
Just want to make sure that they don't have any stacks. Just scouting it out, and now they see a 2.
Found one. Mirana can potentially steal some of that too if he wants to with the arrow.
You're looking for the juicy 4-5 stacks, Toby.
That would give a lot of money. Always feels very weird when you see a Mirana. Like almost every Mirana we had yesterday was an arcane boot Mirana.
He likes his base, and he also likes. I saw him get like level 2 leap at level 4, something. I don't know. He does strange things.
PPD in trouble, gonna self-grave very quickly. The relocate coming in, however. This will bring Sumail to the front line. He still doesn't have that armor up just yet. Prepared by Eyesight. The forest right here. Sumail's in trouble. Zai can't keep him alive. The relocate, it doesn't even have time to end in 2 seconds when he gets sliced up by the Timbersaw. And Universe and PPD are stuck underneath their tier 1 tower with Wings circling like sharks. When they drag the creep wave down, there's now a license to dive. Universe does not have a TP scroll. He's got another 11 seconds till his Firefly comes back off cooldown. And ISI is going to have a lot.
And this is one of the things about Wings that I think makes them very strong, is that they overcommit to ganks. It's like, oh, I only see 2 people going on down, so we're going to relocate 3. And oh wait, their whole entire team is here. And if Oracle weren't there, that would have just been EG getting 2 very, very easy kills.
We're going to see it again. So Sumail arrives in. Faith very deep in, but by tiptoeing off to the side, he drags EG into the unfavorable position. But we come back alive as they battle it up in the mid lane. EG again fighting at the towers. This time it's the Radiant Tower. With a 2-for-1 trade-off, they bring down the Viper. But Sumail goes down again.
That was the Blink Dagger reveal up on Fear, trying to look for a +1 as he circles around. However, they do not have an Observer Ward plop down. They don't have good vision behind the tower. In a sense, not in a good spot here.
Fear still doesn't see him though. The vision. Now they'll get a glimpse. Crush up, amplify him, gets an extra bash just for good measure, and PPD will help him out. Innocent's looking to deny himself up to the Ancients, but can't reach goals in time.
Maybe he thought he had a little bit more mana. I was surprised he didn't disarm the Slardar. Arrow misses Slardar by a good margin, and Sumail finally has completed his armlet.
Took a while.
Long time.
And this is like a straight armor too. There's no strength throws behind it. There's no extra items coupling apart from the magic wand. Sumail still needs more time to get some strength behind this Huskar, and not just rely on Zai. Even though Zai has still got 4 kills and 1 death to his name, so he's walking around with Urn as well as arcane boots.
And the Dire team is circling around the bottom rune.
Ice's coming in, he fires strikes onto the Zai with Fear right there. Blink cross with the damage for space. So big with the timber chain through, but it's the SK the one to die. Zai had the 1 charges up his sleeve. They regen dump nice and quick. And they're circling. Universe, the flame break, they're trying to push him back in closer. Sentry Ward down by PPD will reveal Shadow with the rest of Wings. They are all here in 5-man style Dota, even though there's 4 of them alive. Sumail, the life break is up. Does he want to jump? And who does he jump towards? Faith is the one imitating away with Fear. A great crush. They hold him there, but there's a Chakra. They turn it right. Faith being caught a lot more time thanks to the Oracle. He will will probably still pop. No, he won't. Yes, he regens up more than enough. Hunting the tier 1 tower. And now an EG, who are on the run. The mail is too low. One whirling death, one punch. But Timber finds another kill. They fire strike to the west. They attack to the east. And EG, they are killed all the way across the Radiant jungle. Universe will survive, but EG found themselves way too deep and way too outnumbered.
Oracle is the new hot support. EG had coordinated so well to try and get that kill before the false promise came out, but he casts it like when they're at 10%. Normally when you're an Oracle player, you're like, oh god, I don't want to cast it before they die. You don't want to cast too early or they won't commit, and you don't want to cast too late or that person is just in the grave. Same with the Dazzle, but the Dazzle has much less of an impact, I feel like, than the Oracle of this game.
Yeah.
Mostly because the Huskar has been very weak, but like the Huskar went in really deep, the Slardar went in very deep, and they just got destroyed by that damage from the Timbersaw. My goodness.
EG's going for another hunt. So Fear's going to have to blink crush this mid lane. They're looking at Shadow. This time around, there's no friends from Wings to make, but they're TPing over the team for Tower. And EG looks like they're trying to take a leaf out of Wings' book right now. Bring 5 players to every single team fight. Then you should be covered.
And if they secure this tower, Roshan will be opened up, and maybe Sumail can get a foothold in this game. Yeah, I think that's how you do respond. You're like, okay, well, you guys are going to send 5 Zai. A little bit of danger.
The arrow's going to fly up. He'll avoid it. They're moving over, so Zai's going to tether target.
This Timbersaw is very farm though. He has 12 Bloodstone charges and 6 kills. And it's kind of the dream.
Oh, they're coming to defense. Peter's used Blink to get back. Defensive weave from PPD. But Wings has brought everybody apart from the Mirana into that mid. Okay, they're not going. I thought for a moment they were going to go because of the TP timing.
They didn't see the Wisp. I think it's suicide to go on the Huskar when you don't see one of the defensive heroes. They'll just heal him up, he'll be really low and just output a ton of damage while armor toggling, and then get Graves if he's in severe danger. And now Wings has an added toolkit to their arsenal. The Ag Scepter complete on the Mirana, 19 minutes in. Pretty good timing.
And they're instantly going to put it to work. The smoke maneuver from Wings.
There's been a lot of missed spells. I've just seen Timbersaw miss maybe 4+ Whirling Dust. Missed the chain right there. Not the biggest deal though. PPD out in no man's land.
Zai going forward, gets the stun, follow up arrow. Zai tries to tether in to save the Dazzle. Well, he wasn't committing relocate with that one. It was more just a tether for heal.
Wings are giving them no chance to secure this Roche. They like don't split up and farm when there's an okay opportunity. Like sometimes you'll see teams like, oh, let's push towers. We're stronger than them 5-on-5. But if you push a tower, you're like for top tower, for example, you're just gonna be opening that up for them, and they are just trying to gain control of this top side of the map, dropping down deep observer wards.
And they actually were scouting out Batrider farming. Universe may have noticed that, because he was flying up, and that's what revealed the SK when he threw down the ward. He came out of Moonlight Shadow.
So this Viper's not been super effective. 0-4, trying to work on a Dragonlance, but he's been the front of a lot of the ganks from EG.
Didn't he do his job though, right? Like he was just meant to keep Sumail down in the early stages.
Definitely did that.
Yeah, and with the help of Oracle, like it worked perfectly. EG trying to get aggressive again. This time it's going to be the mid lane. Faith, long timber chain back for the placing of tier 1 tower, so there was no easy jump. And that's thanks to these 2 observer wards mid lane as well as inside the dire jungle. They just see every maneuver.
To be very careful about where they farm out and where they have the reserve rewards. Any one hero can easily die to a blink, Slardar crush, and to a relocate. So, or lasso plus relocate. So there are multiple threats coming out from EG, and Wings have to stay a little bit safe. And EG constantly eyeing for opportunities in each of the 3 lanes.
Well, that observer ward's able to see a little bit. At least get a glimpse of Ice as well as Faith. Why Fear is now blinking himself away from the mid. But EG are preparing themselves on top lane. Like Universe can TP down the bottom lane if he really needs to. Universe also did go for that drums into Aetherlands, but he still needs to reach the blink dagger.
Oracle hasn't really been waiting for the lasso, and this is generally how you'll see the Batriders play against the hard lasso counter, is just napalming, flame breaking, being super annoying, and just saving your lasso until the perfect moment, which is not at the start of the fight like you normally see Batriders. So I like this from Batrider. This is a mark of a very experienced Batrider player.
They still need a way to get rid of that Oracle early on. Like a good relocate position could do that. Like, Innocence is always at the back lines. You just can't get forward, and even if you think you do, like Ice is always there with an Epicenter lens, so you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt.
It's also their tank going very well. Like the Viper, as you mentioned, is doing a good job. He's out in front. They have to get past him to get to the Oracle, and they're never like playing super far back. And dying for that reason is pretty decent. So Wings don't fall for the trap of defending the T1 tower on top of, though.
Oh, that chain forward. So Mel's gonna make a run. We're gonna Centaur War Runner as well. Headed up north.
They trade the bottom T2 for the top one, which is like, even if it were a T1 for a T1, it would still favor Wings because of the Roshan control. And now they're slowly eliminating the control points that EG has around that. And I think like Huskar not getting Aegis just means like his timer is just gonna expire much sooner. Huskar tends to fall off. I would say maybe 30, 35 plus once heroes start getting BKBs. Not that Wings have any good BKB carriers, but it's still around that time where his magic damage just isn't as strong as it used to be. And like once he dies a lot, and once he doesn't have a good early game, and then compound that with him not getting the Aegis, then the timer becomes 5-10 minutes earlier than normal.
Have a timer which is being flashed up there by Nox. The average game time, I think that's going to be a little bit extended through this series, as both teams, they can still go hammer and tongs at each other, but no one's really looking to go high ground just yet. Right now EG is just looking to go mid lane. The Observer Ward's down, so they see Shadow. There's support nearby in the form of the Oracle, but Innocence is already backing up, looking like he's preparing to do a small stack, potentially, or they do their own smoke. Yeah, four-man group up, they go for a smoke, top lane, relocates on the lane, looking for the Mirana, he's worth a lot of money. And PPD is the man to find the kill. But it's a full 5-man group to ensure that.
And they're smoking, they found the win.
And they... I think they were expecting more than an IO to come back then.
Now they're immediately starting on the road with the DD on the Viper. I don't know if DD has wind of this. And they likely don't expect them to do roast without the Mirana. The Mirana being a much more important hero for Wings than the Wisp to EG, but the damage output from the Viper, it's going down slowly. They actually do not have vision around the pit, but EG will start suspecting something very soon when the heroes are shown.
If maybe if there was like one Observer Ward from EG in the Radiant jungle, this would be flagging a lot faster, but they put their Observer Ward in the mid lane as well as next to the Radiant Secret Shop, but they're coming in close now. PBD puts down the sentry. Roshan is pretty low, and EG, can they smell the blood in the water? Right now, they're actually going over towards Ancients, while Innocence and Shadow, they're still finishing the job inside the pit. Sentry wards are going down for PPD, but they still don't see inside the pit. Now the Obs Ward has been placed. They realize the Obs Ward is up, but the Sentry Ward, that may reveal enough. Faith moving forward underneath that sentry, but Roshan, he's going to go down. Viper is the Aegis to the Immortal, and EG, they were backing out. Maybe expected Wings to be attacking in, but either way, Wings just got away with Roshan's murder.
They expected the Timber, like they were playing around the Timbersaw. The Timbersaw showed himself on the bottom lane. He was threatening the T3, and I think they were expecting like a gank wraparound to gank the party that was going to gank the Timbersaw. That's what they were positioned for, and they that's just not something that you expect. This like Viper lineup doing the roast with their most farmed hero dead, and that's just very difficult.
It's EG's turn for the wraparound. They've been prepped up a little bit. They had the Frost Ogre, so there's a little bit of extra cold armor.
And everyone's on the north side.
Ooh, he is showing himself. This is a little bit too much obvious bait. So the scouting arrow thrown into the tree lines. It will miss Samael.
But look at Shadow. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna beat on your T2 with my Dragon Lance.
Range is a beautiful thing. So is backdoor regeneration. He's almost beating it.
There's one melee creep, and they ping it out. He is their hero.
Tier 2 tower belongs to Wings. That leaves only one remaining outer tower right now from EG, and that's up on top lane. By the looks of it, not in any position to defend this. In fact, they're already moving down to bottom lane, and Wings, you gotta say, like, they always seem to be in the right place at the right time, always preparing beforehand. They're making EG look left when they go right.
I don't have a TP on the Mirana though, so it might not be a large-scale engagement. Maybe looking to stop TPs as they try and defend Wings. Likely looking to clip the last second, but
it's a relocate they have to stop. That's to be the main thing that's going to bring fear back. But they are arriving at the base, so Shadow starts attacking into the tier 3 tower. Epicenter preparing on bottom. The fire striking fear into mount. Headed forward from Nice, not with a relocate. Triggers the mech, but already they've lost the slaughter. Samael has to try and stand his ground. He can't attack for the moment. Innocence has held him at bay in the moonlight. Shadow, they're playing the infinite game, looking beside the width. Iron Spirit able to slash down the SK, but the damage is just so big from Wings. They bring down all three on the bottom. For the trade-off of the SK in the tier 1 tower.
Oh, it was a pretty good play by Wings right there. They had set up, notice the TPs on the south side too. They didn't see the TP until the BOT was already coming out, and they just thought it was a solo TP. The Epicenter comes out on 2. Some misspells here and there. Burrow Strike narrowly misses Sumail right here, and he actually ends up paying for it by dying to the Wisp Balls, but still, they do get 2 prized heroes, only at the cost of a T1 and a Sand King. Actually, 3 heroes, but I wouldn't really call Wisp prized.
Well, considering how many kills I've managed to get out of this game, maybe he is. Like that's 7 kills and 4 deaths now on the IO.
They have gotten 2 kills and 1 support. Sumail being the support.
Yeah. That's actually really crazy when you think about it. Like between PPD as well as Zai, yeah, that's not a good stat when you have 5 kills on cores.
Okay, I want this game to go 20 minutes longer so I can see the Oracle Axe. I have never seen it in a competitive game yet.
I don't think it has to go 20 minutes, man. Like, he's only 1k away. With a fall of the mid-racks, he's probably going to have enough money for it.
Do you know what the Axe does? I wouldn't even blame you, because...
Oh, no? Educate.
Purifying Flame cooldown reduced, I believe, to 1 second. Yeah, 1 second cooldown.
Okay, it's only too low. USB narrowed up. Now, here comes your Epicenter from my side. Zai gonna want to regen it. He gets a relocate back onto the team for the powers, allowing Samael to beat down Innocent. They've brought down the Oracle. Is this what EG needs? The defense. Then again, have they got enough sustain for it? There's the kill. The Huskar brings down the SK. That's thanks to the Burning Spears coming to the chop. Shadow doesn't really have a lot of mana to work with. He has, however, the Aegis team Ultimate Fear. Blink Crush with the extra ban. They burn through the Aegis to Mel. Caught the front line a little bit too far out, but now they can move over towards Shadow. The live break forward, looking for the Viper with the Crush. They catch Piranha as well. Piranha from below the Hindra Shadow. The Male, the Shallow Grave lets him fight, lets him toggle, and looking for even more kills. Got to be wary of that Shark from, not to mention the Invis battle with the Invitation for the Piranha. They know exactly where to go. Blink forward with a chain facing in the middle of EG. Universe perfectly spacing himself so that you are impossible to get faced. Get the damage on him to find the kill. Middle of suicide. I mean, EG don't get to take the full glory, but they defend. They push Wings out. They lose their tier 3 tower. They hold on to their racks.
And that's the TI5 EG right there. That amount of teamwork. Coming out, Zai with a very clutch relocate, saving Fear from the grips of death.
That was such last minute as well.
And very nice Manta dodge right there too. Dodging the life break, and they were so close to killing so many people. A PvD with the Grave, the armlet toggling the inner bit, and with the amp to chase. Very tough tail for Wings as they try and make their high ground briefs. They do end up getting half damage on the rack and the T3 down, but certainly not worth it. And the hero that bought back was a Huskar, who was already pretty poor to begin with. I'm pretty sure he gained gold out of that buyback, which is actually a pretty rare scenario nowadays with that huge debuff post-buyback.
It's also not great when your half damage was on the melee racks. That thing's regenerating up quickly, and by the time Wings is ready to come back in, it may even be full again.
I don't know if Viper's the best Aegis carrier. He dies the most, but he doesn't seem that useful if he dies twice, because he can't get back in position. Like, he just gets swarmed by the Slaughter and the Huskar. I think the Mirana might actually be better. She does a lot more sustained damage. Viper's like, I don't know. He just seems underwhelming.
She does put herself in a lot more peril with that Aghanims too. Always jumping in. But at the same time, like her last jump in, was met by the Crush of Fear. Fear's positioning during these fights has also been amazing. It's going to get even easier now. It's completed up that BKB. So controlling up Fear is pretty much in the hands of the Viper at the moment. So you got Blink, Force, Gem, Lens on Universe. They'll see a lot of this coming. Zai's walking around with full Greaves on an IO. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of money on the IO.
A lot of times you don't even see Wisps get boots. Let alone Greaves.
Hey, he's finished the whole thing. And Wings is pushing in through the top lane. They don't have everything with them just yet. They're actually bringing a smoke over. They're going to smoke directly into EG. EG moving up to get the Blink Rush over on base. The fire is straight! It hits on three! He's just going to be caught out! With the ball up in there, Epicenter. Duval on the fire things the ball with the Jello Grave. But will it be enough? Diamond sends two different targets. Duval just have to puzzle his way through this. Impossible when you get fire strikes up by Eyesight. 3 euros lost for EG. Zai will TP out, but unsuccessfully. 4 down for the count. They brought down the Viper. EG thought they were going to be the aggressors, but once again, Wings, they bring everybody to gate crash the EG party.
Wow, Ice with that stun. So Slordar had already went on to the Timbersaw, and then right as it happened, he blinks and catches out all the follow-up on top of their main stunner not being able to stop it. So the Batrider's way too far away to Flamebreaker lasso him, and then everyone else is like, I can't stop this Epicenter.
That's the important command. Release it there. EG, get the hell out. There's your Aghanim Scepter. It's over on Innocence now.
Never seen it before. Most Oracles will just go for Aetherlands because it's a lot safer, and you can stay at range so you don't get lassoed by the Batrider. But this is a nice twist. Let's see how effective it is.
It's the confidence with the capital Wings.
Confidence would be getting Kunkka eggs.
That would be confidence. Just bonus after bonus, and this is it again. A perfect fire strike into the epicenter. And looking at Zai PP, he's like, what do we do? Well, Tether and hold each other, but no one was holding Sumail through this.
Yeah, they tried to grave him, but the damage had already been done. Universe, their, I guess maybe secondary damage dealer. Third.
But this was the weakness you're talking about during the drafting phase. It's like who else is really your damage dealer? You want to put Fear on the front lines with the BKB, he's able to do that, but not in those scenarios, not when you get Burrow Strike initiate. So EG want to be the aggressors, Blink Thrust, it doesn't catch Piranha, and then relocating in the BKB, throws up the arrow, to kill over the center, but in comes Eyesight, they can, a great epicenter, hitting all of EG, Universe will pop, Innocence is all over it, just purify everybody right now. Eyesight leaves going to be protected, don't Fear back up with a Blink Thrust, he needs to do some work, but right now it's 1-on-3, Innocence is what he'd like to have, but he just gets shredded apart, the double chakrams, and GG well played, EG will call it at the 35-minute mark. Wow. Wings have just won game number 1 of the 2-game series to kick off their international run.
That was pretty convincing thing coming out from Wings, and I would also say pretty convincing coming out from EG too. I don't think that Huskar is in their normal repertoire of heroes, and Sumail, that's not really the type of hero that we think of when we think of Sumail. We think of more the playmakers, not the Superman type hero that we see. But
he could have made plays if he just got a better start in the game too. It just didn't seem like he had any